Hi everybody, I'm your Prasad. Now our topic is interprocessor communication and synchronization. How interprocessor, one processor and other processor communicate, talk with each other. They will also talk with each other and synchronize. How they are synchronized parallelly in one time. It should synchronize at same time. Synchronization means it's a transaction will done at same time. For example, processor 1 is sending some signal to processor 2 when it is sending at a nanosecond. For example, in our clock we will see 10 hours and 5 minutes. Similarly, in computer also we are having clock. Everything is zeros and ones. When it is coming sending in zero time, it should receive at that nanosecond, that time only. That is called synchronous. When we send at 10 o'clock, for example, it will reach at 11 o'clock. So it is not synchronous, asynchronous. Outside we are speaking example. So synchronously each processor and processor communicate for some transactions, right? In my previous video also you can see how it will be performed, some tasks, right? So I will show you that also. Here see, time shared common bus, time will be shared, time shared common bus. These all functionalities will happen with the in between the computers, processors, many computers, right? So this is the diagram for that. Memory unit is single, many processors. Here processor 1, processor 2, processor 3, and input output device, some keyboard, mouse, here monitor and printer. These are connected in a common bus. Then this processor, one processor will talk with other. That is called interprocessor communication. So which processor work first? If the workload is heavy, if the work task is high, then every processor will work. That's why to increase the speed of the computer we use multi processors, means many processors, to increase the speed. Many processors, right? Now we'll go accordingly. We'll see this diagram also. Multiprocessor communication and synchronization. This question also been asking in short marks question as well as sometimes SMRs question also. I have given my notes to my students, but so many YouTube subscribers are asking for this question also, right? Very simple. Interprocessor communication, the various processors in a multiprocessor systems may be provides with a facility for communicate with each other, means they will talk. Communicate means they will talk each other. A communicate path can be established through common input output channel, means a common bus will be provided, some cable, some wires will be provided. So just now I have shown a diagram now. So for memory unit, shared memory, single memory, it has many processor 1, processor 2, processor 3. These are bidirectional. This is also bidirectional. Then this process 1, process 2, process 3 will communicate, use a common bus, some lines. That's what he is telling, right? With a diagram I am explaining you clearly. The various processors in multiprocessor systems may be provided with a facility for communicating with each other is called interprocessor communication. This is the definition of interprocessor communication. So that will be done. A communication path means a line, a path, a line, a cable, a wire, bus, nothing but bus, can be established through common input output channels, wires. The sending processor structure a request, a message, and placed in the memory mailbox. So memory device will be there, no, that will having mailboxes, just like our mailbox, right? Similarly our mailbox, it will be having mailbox. There it will provide, the processor 1 will send some request to processor 2, so that processor 1 processor 2 will take the message and read it. According to that it will function, right? See, interprocessor synchronization. and before that we will synchronize with this communication with this diagram. This is that interprocessor arbitration. Arbitration means decision, right? Interprocessor arbitration, how processor will talk each other. See, in any unit you will be getting only one question. So when you get one question out of 50 unit, you can combine this all topics and you can write according to the marks. If you get essay marks question, diagram and its explanation, and with the common sense you can write the definition and you can write the steps, right? Very simple. Now interprocessor arbitration means decision, how it take decision which processor should work first. Computer systems contains a number of buses. To transfer data we have number of many buses at various levels to facilitate the transfer of information between the components, one device to other device. Second point, a bus that connects major components in a multiprocessor systems. Multiprocessor system, that's what our chapter 15 unit third chapter is multiprocessor, many processor systems such as CPUs, input output processors and memory is called system bus. So here we have central processor units are many, input output processors are many, input output processors also there to connect input output devices. So to maintain the devices there will be some processors. The processors in a shared memory is single, it will be shared. Multiprocessor systems request not visible, I will make it request access, ACCESS, access means taking information, access to to a common memory. It will be called as common memory or main memory or memory unit or memory device. So this is one more diagram, you can draw this diagram also. See here, shared memory with multiple processors, memory is single, draw the title of the diagram above and draw a box. Already told you in my previous diagrams, previous topics since beginning. Draw a border line and draw the title of the diagram above, shared memory. Many people are asking teach in mother tongue also. షేర్డ్ మెమరీ పంచబడుతుంది, అన్నీ కలిపి పంచుకుంటాయి అన్నమాట. మెమరీ ఒకటే ఉంటుంది. షేర్డ్ మెమరీ విత్ మల్టిపుల్ ప్రాసెసర్ ఈజ్ అవర్ చాప్టర్ నేమ్. సో డ్రా దిస్ డయాగ్రామ్ అండ్ డ్రా ప్రీవియస్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఆల్సో. వెరీ సింపుల్. మెయిన్ memory unit or main memory or shared memory, right? So that will processor 1 P1 and here processor 2 CPU2 central processor unit and processor 3 and processor 4. Very simple. An arbitration must then be performed to resolve this multiple connections for shared resources. When resources are shared, when printer is needed for all the processors, it will share, right, with arbitration, with some decisions, with they will talk each other, they will communicate, interprocessor communication. It will communicate between each other and they will decide first which processor should utilize them. They will send a letter, they will send a request. See, in our mailbox we will send letters, it will send a request that it need printer or it want to do some operation, any task, whatever work it want to do, it will send a mailbox. So other processor will see and they will wait until the task is completed. So it is called arbitration, means discussion, right? An arbitration must then be performed to resolve this multiple connections, right? Multiple connections will be there, that will be resolved for sharing resources. Very simple. Arbitration is used to decide which processor need to access data and up to what time. So first, which processor should be access data at what time, it will be decided. So that's the same thing will continue in this topic also. Interprocessor communication, the same thing I told you now. And synchronization, how it is synchronized, same diagram, write it and write this point. Very simple. Interprocessor synchronization, the instruction set means rules, commands, rules. Set means group of rules of a multiprocessor contains basic instructions that are used to implement communication and synchronization. They will communicate, processor 1 and processor 2 communicate, and they will synchronize. Synchronize means at a time the task will do at a time. Asynchronous means random, not in proper time, not in same time. Between cooperative processes, they will cooperate between each other, because it's a multiprocessor systems, right? So to increase the speed, very simple. Now see here with a cursor, I hope you can see the cursor. Communication refers to the exchange of data between different processors. So in communication, what happens? Communication reference exchange of data. Data will be exchanged, not only data, instructions. Instructions means rules, some condition, commands, and they will share resources like printer, data, speakers. Whatever task we will do, we will watch movie, we will do so many tasks from the keyboard, that will be performed inside the motherboard with zeros and ones. Instruction will be passed. So communication refers to the exchange of data between different processors. See here, different processors, very simple, different processors. Now synchronization is needed to enforce, means done at a time in a correct sequence of processes, and to ensure mutually exclusive access to the stored writable data. Writable data, readable data will be there, that will be taken at the same time. It is called synchronization. At a time data will be transferred, right? So that is up to the topic, and very simple. Synchronization means done at the same time, they will discuss each other. So that is nothing but interprocessor communication, and you can draw this diagram and as well as this diagram also, right? Very simple and easy. And all the best for your exam. Write neatly in the exam with your 2 black pens and blue pens carry, right? Read the question carefully 2-3 times, you can understand the question, and write according to unit wise. Okay, all the best for your exam.